Alright. Hello, everybody. I'm Brad. That's Mike. We're Dallas Geek. Thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm alive, Brad. I'm alive. We're gonna count that as a dub and move on.
Are we now?
Yeah, we're gonna.
We have so many things to be happy about today. I mean, look at what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, hey, you're right, we do. Christmas shopping 3 days before Christmas is not one of those things to be happy about. Wait, we can still say Christmas, right? That's okay?
This isn't Starbucks.
No, it's 2020, I don't know what the PC police get pissy about or not. Pansies.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into the deep into Twitter. Yeah,
you know what? Ban us, Twitter. Ban us. Shadow ban us, I don't care.
Guys, thank you so mumuch for joining us. In case you aren't used to Mike's Mike-ness.
Is that what we're calling it?
But yeah, I feel like it's the only thing we can call it. The only thing we're allowed to call it that doesn't need to be censored.
You know, we're not monetized, so I don't understand why we can't just throw the F-bombs that we want.
Because we want to be monetized.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, YouTube not giving channels monetization, but then still running ads on them? We don't talk about that. Why?
We shall never enrage our Google overlords. That's for another day, another time, another platform. But with that, guys, if this is your first time joining us, thank you for that. If you have not already, please be sure to like our video and follow us over on Facebook. Like the video and subscribe over on YouTube. And if you want to check out more of our content but don't have time for the videos, you can check out more of our live streams and interviews in audio over on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcast, and Stitcher, because we are all the places, all the time, just for you.
Yeah, but not as much nudity on the audio side, so you know.
So we're
just saying, man.
Huh?
You can't.
Got it.
You can't deny the people this. Okay.
Moving on. So in case you did not see the title of the video, the description of the video, or the thumbnail for the video, we're talking about the 90s classic Christmas movie, and seeing if it still holds up, the great, the insurmountable Jingle All The Way.
Yeah, I don't know why you did the whole great, because this movie has Phil Hartman, and anything Phil Hartman's in is dope.
It also has one of the best lines in 90s cinema.
Which would be?
If I could get to work. Oh my gosh, seriously.
Put that cookie down, now!
Are we sure that that's better than, it's not a tumor?
Still better, yes.
Okay.
Now,
do it now!
So Cody just jumped on, and apparently something about us, possibly a certain fuzzy white and red thing on my head, is a terrifying thing to behold. Thank you for that, Cody.
I would say so.
I try. With that, Mike, Jingle All The Way.
Brad.
What is there to say about Jingle All The Way that probably hasn't already been said about most everything in
Internment
Arnold
camps?
Schwarzenegger's career.
Oh, was that too real?
Hey, there are no maids or nannies involved in this, so I mean, there's always that benefit for him.
Yeah, right. What can we say about Jingle All The Way that hasn't been said and covered in the Geneva Convention?
That's a tough one. I mean, remember,
Yeah.
this movie has Jake Lloyd.
And Phil Hartman.
Phantom.
And Phil Hartman. I cannot stress that enough.
And
Phil
Sinbad.
Hartman is greatness.
And somehow, Rita Wilson.
Yeah, like, especially in the mid-90s. Like, you line this cast up, you're like, holy hell.
We have Rita Wilson in the middle of the 90s, married to Schwarzenegger, getting obsessively stalked, almost generally creeped out, I guess, by Phil Hartman. I mean, I feel like this.
Yeah.
Where else can you find that?
Yeah, look, I think...
Where else are you going to find a Santa fight that involves launching a little person, proper term, launching a little person across the room in said Santa brawl? I'll wait.
Yeah, you're not. I'm just trying to remember.
Put that cookie down! Now!
God damn it. No, so you gotta go back, so like, look, so this was... This is at a weird time in Schwarzenegger's career. Because, like...
Well, this is a weird time in the 90s in general.
Yeah, but, like, even more so, like Last Action Hero, Beretta's Island, True Lies, Junior, the re-release of T2 in 3D, which,
Sure.
Eraser, Jingle All The Way. Like, what the hell, man? Like, if anything, like, this movie is a testament to the fact that Schwarzenegger actually does have some comedic timing. And, like, he can carry something other than blowing shit up and screaming, "Do it now! Get to the chopper!" All of that. But, like, I think this is one of those, like, you have to put it in the category of, like, it's so bad that it's good movies. Like this is like the equivalent of a train wreck of, like, epic proportions. Like, you don't want to look away. At some points, you find yourself laughing very inappropriately, and it's way more enjoyable than you realized it was, or that you thought it would be.
Was it inappropriately, though? I mean, as you pointed out,
train wrecks?
There was a lot of talent involved in this movie. I don't feel like that really, I feel like that's appropriate to laugh at.
Plus, like, it's also one of those, this is one of those movies that it's like, okay. Like, I almost feel like this was one of those, like, hey, what's something everybody can relate to? Oh, everybody trying to fight everybody for the hottest toy that's out there for your kid. Like,
yeah, I mean, considering this was middle of the 90s when every Black Friday was, you got nothing but news coverage across the board of the latest stampede, the latest trampling, the newest toy store massacre, essentially. I mean,
oh shit, Chris Parnell's in this? I didn't realize that.
It feels oddly appropriate and yet almost sacrilegious about the topic. But I mean, at the same time, they knew what they were doing with this movie because they intentionally set the movie right before Christmas to try to avoid the Black Friday backlash.
Yeah. There's the Santa fight. Jesus.
Yeah.
What the shit?
I mean, definitely one of Sinbad's best pieces.
Is that saying much, though?
Sinbad was good in the 90s. I mean, sorry, he
was
was
he
90s good in the 90s.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's better.
But, I mean, I don't know. Looking back on it now, does it hold up in the same way it did originally? Because, I mean, you got to remember, this movie did not do that well critically when it first came out. It was
and what's so funny,
audience popular, critics and then
like
later kind of developed a cult following.
Yeah, it's just like Home Alone. Like, Home Alone wasn't critically a success by any stretch of the imagination. It was the guy from Goodfellas and Daniel, what the shit his name is, beating up a 9-year-old. The Daniel Stern? Look it up.
You're supposed to know these things.
I know, right? No, look, I think it's really hilarious that we're talking about this movie right now when people are out there stabbing each other for PS5s.
Well, this is the
Turbo Man
the year of the pandemic. Is there really a lot of in-person stabbing or more cyberbullying for your PS5?
Nope, there's still in-person stabbing because there are people that are... So, quick non-disclosure, I had somebody come into my place of business yesterday. I won't say where that is. I won't say what company I work for. But he was on his way to... Yes. He was on his way to buy a PS5 from somebody selling it on Craigslist for $1,400.
Jeez.
So, Turbo Man was the PS5 20 years ahead of its time, or 15 years ahead of its time. Like, except if it was way more realistic, people would be buying 8 Turbo Mans. The employees wouldn't be giving a shit that they were selling 8 of the same item to somebody. And then people would be selling them for like 9 times the face value on Amazon and Craigslist.
Yeah. I feel like if the movie was made today, it would be a lot less fun because it would be way more real.
So, actually, I was thinking about this. I have an awful idea, but I need you to stay with me. Okay? I need you to stay with me.
I hate when you start with that phrase.
So we remake this movie, right? We remake Jingle All The Way, but we do it as a hardcore action comedy.
Oh, jeez.
Just go with me. Just go with me.
Different direction for a second.
Oh, no. They've already made that movie. I got a Turbo Man right here for you. And cue the background.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Whole new spin.
Oh, that's not a cookie, Arnold. That's not a cookie. But no, we remake this today. We substitute the PS5 for Turbo Man, and we make it a hardcore action comedy where Arnold, like, has the last PS5 bought out from under him, and then, like, it's a Craigslist deal gone bad, and, like, his kid gets shot or something, and then it's just Arnold on the, like, road for revenge for 2 hours.
What?
Tell me you wouldn't watch that. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Tell me you wouldn't watch Arnold Schwarzenegger going after organized crime members over a PS5 in 2020. Say you wouldn't. All right, then. That's what I thought. You know what's hilarious is it would make like $200 million.
Anyway. Over on YouTube, we have Timothy Turner Parrish jumping in with the comments saying you can thank Power Rangers for this movie being made, which I do kind of have to agree, especially with the whole end scene. You have a whole lot of Power Ranger aesthetics going on with that, and I feel every 90s kid immediately made that connection the moment that scene came up.
Right. No, yeah, look, there was references to all kinds of crap going on in this movie. Like, This movie, so like the best thing about this movie is, so what we talked about the other day with Flash Gordon, not taking itself too seriously, but it should have. This movie didn't take itself seriously at all, and that's what makes it so much fun. Because this movie is fun. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. It's insane, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're definitely right.
Like, imagine if this movie had actually taken itself somewhat seriously. Like, even 1% seriously.
I mean, I feel like if they took themselves 1% seriously, then this becomes the family version of True Lies.
True Lies is the family version of True Lies, sir.
Okay, so back to the YouTube comments real fast. It has been pointed out, thank you, Timothy, apparently they actually made the Turbo Man action figure. And I had no idea that was a real thing after this movie, but the fact that it existed
would be stupid for him not
makes
to.
me happier somehow. Like, I feel very happy knowing that.
So now we can do a 2020 remake with Turbo Man.
But was there a Booster action figure?
Probably not.
Nobody cares about Booster.
Nobody gives a shit. But no, like this movie was everything that it, like, this movie was the whole, like, let's do, like, oh, what's one thing that everybody can relate to? Well, everybody can relate to trying to get that one present that every kid wants. And let's just make a very kooky, very zany, over-the-top, Home Alone-esque style, like, it's this guy trying to get it, and these are all of the, like, kooky, zany things that he's going to go through to get it. And then we'll throw Sinbad in there because it's the 90s. And then we'll throw Phil Hartman in there because it's the 90s. And we'll throw in Rita Wilson because it's the 90s.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember that 96 was the same year that the N64 came out. It was the height of the Beanie Baby craze. It was the height of the Tickle Me Elmo craze. It was the epitome of the 90s toy fervor. Before a lot of that started to shift towards video games as the primary focus. And there was a lot about this movie that really did hit home with adults then and after, as maybe a little too close to reality, but at the same time funny because it was so close to reality. Basically, unless you were a retail worker in the 90s or early 2000s and are suffering from a bit of retail PTSD from being stuck in the middle of all of this, there's a lot of humor for the adults. And I think it might have actually been said best by Chris Stuckman in his review of this movie that coincidentally just came out this morning. Where he said that this may be the first 90s family Christmas movie, 90s Christmas movie, if I can talk, that was made for the adults and happened to have jokes for the kids in it, rather than the other way around. And
yeah, look, I think that's like this is
that has something to say.
This is one of those,
considering you don't really get that very often. I mean, maybe Shrek.
This is one of those like this is one of those like this is one of those like it's a kids movie.
Shrek is love,
but
Shrek
like
is life.
God damn you. I'm
Put that cookie down! Now!
Come back, Mike! Come back!
I hate you so much.
You good now?
No, I am not. I am not ever going to be alright. Son of a bitch.
Back to the review.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, looking back, in all honesty, do you think this movie actually holds up for a modern audience in the same way that, say, the late 90s, early 2000s, when it was really developing its cult following, how it was seen back then? Do you think it still has the same appeal?
So yes and no. No, because modern audiences don't like there are people that are growing up now that like will probably never know what it was like to have to wait in line for like sometimes an hour or two to try to get an item, or like having to go out and actually fight for that item and like find it physically in stores because they're just going to sit on their asses and order from Amazon, right? But like us, like people our age, like
old people,
we are,
according to
TikTok. Old people, yes. Like this is so relatable to us now because like this is like there are so many times like where I'm standing at work and like I'll be talking to a parent or something and they're coming in and like, oh yeah, like my kid's getting into Pokemon cards and this and that, and I'm just like, I just didn't ever realize how batshit insane I drove my parents with Pokemon cards. Like, oh my god, I need this new set and I need this, that, and then and like them going out and trying to like do their best to find it, or like them like, I get it now. Like, I am at that age now where like I am like out shopping. Like, oh, this person wants this. Okay, well, I'm going to go wait in line for it. Or I'm going to go do this. Or I'm going to go... Like, in terms of that, I think it's very relatable. Like, I think that part holds up really well because I think that's something that, like, we were kids when this movie came out. And, like, we would sit there and laugh at all the hijinks and stuff. And I'm sure our parents were dying inside because they're like, I've had to do stuff like that. Like, now we can sit there and look back on it like, man, is there anything I wouldn't do to get my kid, like, that toy that... Like, would I punch a Santa in the face? You know what? I think I would punch a Santa in the face if it got me. Like, that one thing at the top of their Christmas list kind of thing.
Yeah. But now, instead of worrying about people getting trampled on Black Friday or the day before Christmas, you now get to replace that with, am I willing to pay a 10 to 20 times markup on eBay for the thing that I want to get for my kid, that should realistically only be like $50, and now I'm paying like almost $1,000 plus for it.
And unfortunately, there are people that will pay it, which is why resellers are there in the world.
Yeah.
The resellers are the scum of the earth, and they deserve to die of cancer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
that was a little...
moving past that dark imagery.
Yeah, that was a little personal. Sorry about that. But no, I think I think this one does hold up, man. Like, I think, like, the physical comedy alone is good enough for it to hold up in that aspect. Like, you still get good laughs out of it. Yeah. Plus, it's a topical conversation, because, like, every year there is that one thing that, like, every kid wants, and it's like, well, holy hell, like, here we go.
So, I think this is a movie that there's plenty about it that can be seen as a relic of the 90s, and can definitely miss especially younger audiences now.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, the younger audiences are definitely going to miss the significance of most of the people in this movie. They're not going to understand how amazing it was to be able to see Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rita Wilson, Sinbad, Phil Hartman, and just all other cameos that you got in this movie in one movie. They're not going to understand that because Arnold Schwarzenegger may be the only person they recognize. But I think the fact that so much of this movie, especially that last big scene during the parade, really does feel like something that was just picked out of a kid's daydream and thrown on the screen, is always going to have a certain bit of this movie that will continue to relate to kids, even if they don't fully get it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like that, and that aspect, I think you're 100% right. Like the kind of wonderment of like the whole holiday thing, and then like you said, like the parade at the end, and like, well, like also like that whole scene where like he shows up dressed as Turbo Man, like what kid doesn't envision like their dad as a superhero?
Yeah.
Like what kid doesn't envision like that? Like that's the part of it that like that's the part of this film that like really captures like this isn't just like a goofy like holiday movie. Like this is actually like a movie that will actually like tell you something a little bit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that like, hey man, like material shit is great, but like at the end of the day, like just being there for your kid and like trying to give your kid like the world, like is sometimes enough in and of itself.
Yeah. Although I will say, I know this may be the less popular opinion, but in a way, the full set of unfortunate events in this movie, 100% Rita Wilson's fault. I mean, you have a husband who consistently forgets all this stuff, is unreliable, can never show up to anything on time, can never do anything you ask him to do on time, and you're actually expecting him to be the one to go out and get the Christmas critical item for your kid, and you think that he's going to remember that if the last time you reminded him about it was like weeks ago. No. If she actually knew her husband and was paying attention, reality would have been she would have been bugging him about this every single day until she finally just gave in and gave up on him doing it. That is reality, not the movie. So, no, I blame her for this whole thing.
So, everybody, you heard it here first. Brad saying that it is 100% the woman's fault. That women are the cause of all problems in the world.
No. I'm calling Arnie the crap husband, and that she should have known that.
So, Mr. Schwarzenegger, you heard it here first. Brad is saying that you're a crap husband.
No. He did not hear it here first. I think every tabloid said it well before I ever did.
Jesus Christ.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Jesus fuck.
Okay.
Say goodnight, Brad.
I think we're about good here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate you having some fun with us on this Tuesday before Christmas, since this is basically our Christmas episode for the year. And real quick, before we get to the usual shilling, there is one very important thing that we need to let you know about. Our next show is going to be live on January 2nd from Madness Comics and Games over in Plano, Texas. We're going to be there. I believe we said about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to be hanging around for about an hour and a half-ish, doing a live show there, talking to the owners and some of the staff, getting an idea about the history of Madness, giving you all a chance to be able to see all of the cool things that Madness has to offer if you've not already gone and checked it out yourself. And we'll be showing off some of the staff favorites for their tabletop games, comics, all the fun stuff there. So if you're local and want to be able to go support a fantastic local business and maybe even have a chance to be heard in the background of our live audience, social distancing will be observed, by the way. Please come check out Madness Comics and Games over in Plano, Saturday, January 2nd. We will continue to post details about this all over our social media, but we would love to be able to see some of y'all out there, and yeah, now that that's good and ready, the usual shilling. Guys, thank you for joining us. If you have not already, please, please, please help us appease the Google and Facebook overlords. Like the video and follow us over on Facebook. Like the video and subscribe over on YouTube. And if you want to be able to check us out in more of our content but don't have time for the videos, you can always check the audio versions of all of our live streams and interviews over at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and Stitcher. So, thank you all so very much. If you've made to the end of this, you're awesome. We would love to be able to see and hear more of you down in the comments. Please, if you've seen this movie, let us know what your favorite part was down in the comments below. And of course, until next time, I'm Brad.
Wait. We're not gonna see everybody. We're not gonna be doing a stream before the new year.
Well, I did just. If you were paying attention, I literally said our next stream is.
I know. So we're not gonna see everybody. So I think now would be the time to tell everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever greeting you guys want to use. If you guys are going to be celebrating with family, do it safely. Please be safe. Everybody be happy. Everybody be healthy. Everybody be safe. Everybody make good decisions.
Please.
Because contrary to what some people think, Brad and I actually do like 30 to 40% of you.
I like more than that.
On a good day.
You know.
On a good day, 30 to 40%. But in all seriousness, everybody be safe. Everybody be smart. Everybody have a good time over the next week or so. Celebrate with family. Celebrate with your loved ones. And we will see you guys when we see you.
Absolutely. So, as always, I'm Brad. That's Mike. We're Dallas Geek. See ya.